Sorry about that, everyone. It seems like we got knocked offline for a second there. So things aren't going as well as I would hope, and I think we may have to finally use Tokugawa's skill. So, we're gonna stun her. Then we are gonna try and get more charge on Kama's Noble Phantasm again. Hopefully, can we live through this turn? Hopefully. Okay, yeah, we stunned her. So we're just gonna try again. Get some more. No, actually, we're gonna do Mash's Noble Phantasm though. Hope we can survive. Yeah, if we can get through this last bar, that would be great. That's gonna help. Excellent. Yeah, it's just flame everywhere. Now we're gonna upgrade our own Noble Phantasm level here. Heal a little bit. And we're gonna taunt onto Mash next turn so we can get past all her Noble Phantasm and damaging. Okay. Things are a little thin now, but probably. All right. Restore all the Kama damage. At this point, it's just a race now. Yeah, we cannot charm her, unfortunately, but, you know, okay, 198, not bad. She's on her last health. No, she has. No, I think we just have to get through this health bar. The last one is not a real health bar. So we're doing okay. But the burns are, the burns are going to be annoying. Mash is proving super helpful in this fight. And like this next turn, or the turn after, Mesh is going to get her defensive up back, which I don't think helps with burns, sadly, but alright, well, that's not bad. Alright, so boop. Boop. Is there anything else I can be doing right now? I'm gonna up King Protea's attack for 3 turns or something. I think it's 3 turns. Yeah, so. Nope, not her first. It's gonna be a close thing if we can pull this off. $76. Okay, that was nice. That was a good hit. Oh, missed with that entire buff or negative debuff. Oh, Mash, thank you for that damage down. Oh, those burn stackings are getting troublesome. Just keep going with King Protea, I guess. Try and bust her through this. Okay, not bad. Oh, she was adorable. Oh god, those burns. Okay, now we're in a bit of a pickle. This may turn out to be a King Protea solo fight. Noble Phantasm charge though. Okay. Now, remind me what consuming all these do. Reduce school and charge based on you know what, I'm not going to risk killing myself with removing the buffs, so we are just going to do King Protea Smash. That's looking pretty good. Okay, I think we got this because we don't actually have to get through that last bar. And he guts. We did it. Really haven't gotten Kama as much bond levels in this event as I would have liked. There's been so few quests where we got to bring a full party and she wasn't up to really sufficient level. Okay. Master, look, I think Kama's horns are starting to crack. It must mean our attacks are working on her. Keep it up, we're almost there. I'm not so sure. Is that really... Kama, I know I'm partly to blame for what happened to you. But that doesn't mean I can just stand back and let you become a beast of disaster. This ends now. Ah, you're all just... adorable. You're so laughably pathetic and impertinent that it's infuriating. You really believe you can beat me, don't you? I really wish there was a case of sour grapes on her part, but I don't think it is. I'm afraid I must inform you that this is not working as well as I had expected. The anti-Tokugawa effects are working, yes, but this current situation is not what I had planned for. There is still something we are missing, some final secret we cannot yet see. Look at you simple-minded optimists, jumping for joy about one little way to fight back. How annoyingly adorable. Since I love you all so much, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. I knew you were going to find the last shogun and his Tokugawa ending power. I planned for it from the beginning. Seriously, if I really considered it a threat, don't you think I would have done a better job of hiding it? I wanted you to find it. That's right. That thing you thought was the key to turning the tables on me is part of my love. You might ask, but Kama, why would you do something like that? Isn't it obvious? Because there is nothing so delicious to me as the moment someone hits true rock bottom. After all, there's no way to go from there but up, right? It makes loving you worth so much more. So please, keep going down. Don't stop at misfortune and unhappiness. Keep going all the way down past despair. Uh-oh, it's Danganronpa time. And hey, Parvati, you know how you can't use your spirit origin as freely as normal thanks to rescuing that human, and how you had to borrow that spear from Shiva just to have some way of fighting? Well, I have a special present for you. I'm going to make your spirit origin even harder to use. What are you talking about? Think about it. Why do you suppose I chose to use Tokugawa and the Uku? Sure, I said before that any harem would have worked, and the Uku just happened to catch my eye. But why exactly do you think that is? We have no interest in anything you have to say. Die! Ooh, close one. Now, I think you want to hear that. It concerns one of your friends, after all. After the scales tipped to the right and their recoil gave me what I needed to manifest as the beast of the left, I searched all of humanity for just the right place and people. A place that would let me drag Urbanoff into depravity and emerge as a complete, fully mature left, the antithesis of the incomplete right. That was when I sensed it, the fixation of a certain woman on the verge of death. It was a shriek of love loud enough for me to sense it, and a powerful enough to drive a stake into the whole world. This woman spent the entirety of her tumultuous life dedicated to loving one single thing. All she wanted was for it to continue on properly, to grow up as it should. Then, after she had fallen ill, in the last moments of her love-filled life, she struggled like all humans do. She struggled with the idea that life was so contented, hers was about to end. Why now, she thought. It's not enough. I can't die yet. I'm still worried about what might happen. I still have so much love left to give to Tokugawa. You don't mean... I am the god of love and the beast of lust. I choose that fixation because it was just so comfortable for me. It even came with a harem, perfect for trapping people in depravity. Now do you get it? It was your fixation that brought me here. Kasuga no Tsubone. Ooh, so much talking. Oh, no battles in this one, so more talking. Good morning, tabletop rolls. We managed to get through the first stage of the boss fight, now it's talking. It was your fixation that brought me here, Kasuga no Tsubone. How does it feel knowing that you brought this upon your beloved Tokugawa yourself? I did this? This is all my fault? Hang in there, Tsubone. You're only a soul right now if you let that shock get to you. Right. I should have known. No goddess of grace like you could bring herself to leave that dead weight behind now that you've already rescued her once. But I'm the only one who really loves her, which means I'm the only one who can actually save her. You probably don't remember this. Kasuga no Tsubone, sorry about this name. But I showed you a lovely dream when we first met. A dream where you got to love the Tokugawa forever and ever, just like you always wanted. A dream where you'd get to keep raising and spoiling every shogun, just like you did with Iemitsu. Does this mean those whispers I heard were actually those auditory hallucinations you said you heard whenever you got one of those pillboxes? I suppose this means there were still some residual thoughts in them left over from Kama's actions. Probably. I did use them to help me collect material to build the Uku, after all. They were the anchors I used to extend my reach into the Tokugawa's past and future. and it was easier to get them via someone with strong ties to the Tokugawa, namely Kasuga no Tsubone, than it was to mess with them directly. What have I done? Calm yourself, Lady Fuku. Whatever happened in the past does not matter now. All we need to do is focus on the enemy before us. That's right. Who cares about the past? Sure, you'll never be able to make up for the fact that you're personally responsible for your beloved Tokugawa's downfall, but don't worry. I'll still love you. That goes for all of you, too. Every nearby Tokugawa, every human in the world, every living thing in the world. I'll love each and every one of them in your place. Now I understand. I heard you mention this before, but I think it's finally clicked. You mean to take all the love people naturally have and wipe it out of existence. Right. A world where people are given unlimited love is a world where the concept of loving one another ceases to have any meaning. It would be a nightmare. That's why we are here, to make sure that doesn't come to pass. Even Parvati can no longer fight. We're not going to give up until... Actually, you don't have a choice. Deep down, you don't really think I can drive every human existence to depravity, do you? Well, I can. I'm the universe. Consuming everything with my fiery arrows of depravity is pretty much my whole deal. R was a hole that wanted to be the center of the universe, but as L, I'm going to be everything but the center. It's really not exaggeration. This space right here, it's me too. That's being proven as we speak. Did you not notice? It's like I told you. I expected you to use the last Shogun's power. I wanted you to find it. Maybe you should take a step back and think about what that really means. Uh-oh. My head feels weird again. She's undergoing Tokugawa-fication again. How? I keep trying to explain, but you morons just don't seem to get it. This Uku only uses the 5 precepts because they happen to fit it well. They aren't my true temptations. It isn't enough to just avoid them. It isn't enough to simply resist them. All that matters with my temptations is whether or not you succumb to the depravity I prepared. You may have managed to make it back to the surface and evade their effects for a while, but you weren't able to cut them off at the source. We know that Shogun Yoshinobu's pillbox has anti-Toko effects, so why isn't warding off this attack? All it's doing for you is making it so Urbanov has both positive and negative forces meddling with her mind at once. So it's really just a matter of which side can crank the output higher. So this anti-Tokugawa barrier thing you whipped up isn't nearly enough to help, given how far into depravity she's already fallen. Hehehe. In fact, you've all succumbed, haven't you? You've succumbed to the power of each shogun without ever thinking about why was left for you to find. And you've succumbed to the power of the final shogun I hid behind a seal that required you to collect these Hanafuda cards. The one that looks for all the world like a secret weapon. I noticed you still didn't have the last pillbox when the topic of them came up last time. So I made up some excuse about how I decided just to repurpose them. But I wanted you to gather them. I wanted you to use them of your own volition. I put them there expressly to help make your journey easier. You were already falling further and further into depravity, Urbanov. Now that you've used the last Shogun's power, you've fallen even further. Oh, so much talking. The whole concept of the Shogun represents everything Tokugawa stands for. So now that you've used every Tokugawa as your personal toy, you've fallen that much deeper into depravity. You're overstating your case, Mara. And since only a fellow Tokugawa can toy with the supreme authority that the Tokugawa family holds, you must be a Tokugawa yourself. Which means there is no possible way you can escape being swallowed up by my Uku. Soon your transformation will be complete, and when it is, you'll just be what I need to be a fully mature beast. Then the very act of using these pillboxes was itself a temptation to depravity. This is terrible. I knew those pillboxes were black box tech, but I ignored the concerns because we had no choice but to rely on them. I would like to point out that I never used the pillbox master skills outside of like 2 boss fights, and that was it. And now it turns out that was the most dangerous malware I could ever possibly imagined. You lost the moment you failed to comprehend the true scope of what I am doing here. You lost when you failed to consider you might be facing a beast, and that you might be playing into her hands right from the start. You never had a chance of winning without a good way to fully grasp what you were up against. If you had the presence of mind to stop for a moment and suss out whether you might be up against a beast, you probably would have seen your Tokugawa gauge shoot up the moment you first entered the Uku. Nah. Oh yes, it's about time for the next phase. Thanks to how depraved you become, Urbanoff, taking one little bite from you is all I need to evolve. You managed to stop Beast 3R's transformation, what makes you our greatest enemy. But now that I've corrupted you, I've turned you into my greatest ally. Light? What was that light that came from beneath Kama's cracked horns? Uh-oh. What's going on there? Oh! You see, this is the next stage of my growth. This form proves that I've become even more deeply linked to the space in this chamber. What the? The beast's magical energy has grown even more. This can't be happening. Honestly, I don't think you all can afford to worry about fighting back anymore. The only reason you're even able to stand right there now is because I'm letting you. If I decide I'd rather you all just experience zero gravity instead, it's as easy as this. Ooh. Ah, we're floating in space. What the? I'm still giving you oxygen out of the goodness of my heart, for now. It's all conceptual anyway. Besides, I want to love you all with my words too, and I can't, well, do that with no oxygen now, can I? At least we servants can still hold our own balance, since this isn't too different from using our spirit forms. But now Master's dealing with this and the Tokugawa-fication attacks on her mind. I feel sick. The Djinn of the Lamp, please hold on to Master for now. Still, with Master like this, I don't see any way we can possibly fight back. How many times do I have to say it? I am the universe, and you're all already inside me. If you still don't get what that means, how about I show you with those far-off lights you've been seeing all this time? How about I show you with what those far-off lights you've been seeing all this time really are? Now that you mention it, did those stars change color? Stars, come on, you could at least try to remember. You've already seen them before. Who is it that loved you all on the Ukul's final floor? Me, right? Wait, these readings. I mean, I consider this as a possible explanation based on what you told us, but... Sion, are you sure the sensors aren't malfunctioning? Oh boy. Alright, you know what? I'm quickly taking a screenshot of this. Goodness gracious. It is exactly what it looks like. This beast is not a single organism, it is a colony. They are not clones, and she is not dividing herself either. They are all her. They are all beasts. Of course, I have enough identical me's here to fill up the entire universe. After all, how else could I love every single human in existence? If someone wants to be loved daintily, a dainty me will love them. If someone wants to be loved roughly, a rough me will love them. You could say this is yet another way I differ from my other half. Where she wanted to ultimately concentrate only one type of love in herself, I embody love in all its infinite permutations. Oh no, between the lack of gravity and the countless number of commas, I can feel even my senses being completely overwhelmed. I think just staying in the space for far too long may destroy my mind. I feel nauseous. Humans can't survive in space. They're just not made for it. That's why you can't hope to defeat a beast who is the universe. That's just a simple application of logic. Now, my beloved Urbanoff, I'm going to make you experience how terrifying that is. Don't worry, I won't let you die. I just want to break your spirit. So I'll reduce the oxygen to the bare minimum you need to survive, make the lack of gravity more pronounced, shut off every last light source, and let you drift around a completely dark, empty space without anything or anyone to help you. Who knows what will happen to your tiny human mind after you've been left alone in a space like that. I don't know how long you'll last. It could be days, hours, or only minutes. But sooner or later, the cold darkness of space will shatter your spirit, and you'll be desperate for warmth. In that moment, my love will wholly consume you, and your pleasure will truly begin. Honestly, I can't say I'm thrilled about that myself, since I really do detest all humans, but at least you'll have something to look forward to. Okay then, here goes. Enjoy your mind-shattering swim in zero gravity. Ah! Oh no. Well, this is not great. Cradle of Love. Oh god. I just want to go to the fighting. Is that so much to ask? I feel as aimless and unmoored as a dandelion seed on the wind. This must be how lost I felt back then, too. That explains why I remember so clearly. That's right, I remember now. I thought I had accepted that my time had come to an end. I thought I was chanting prayers to the Buddha as I drifted in and out of sleep in my futon. But then, at the very last moment, right as I let go of the final thread tethering my soul to this world, I made a wish. I didn't accept it. I wanted to stay and keep loving the Tokugawa family. That's probably why this happened. It was that shamelessness that brought this punishment upon me. I can't see a thing. Master, please get a hold of yourself, Master. It looks like our connection is still barely hanging in there. Maybe Kama's love is doing this too? Maybe it is her way of saying that even if we can communicate with her, there's nothing we can do to change her situation? At least I was able to adjust the anti-Tokugawa's field output so it is just barely able to fend off the Tokugawa-fication mental attack. Oh boy, that's a sentence. But I do not know how long that will last. Still, for the moment, let us try to stay calm and not panic. It is okay, we're all here. We can't see anything either, but at least we can kind of sense where the other servants are from their magical energy. I just unfolded a flying carpet. It may not be flying the right side up, but at least we can give us some frame of reference. It should be able to seat 4 or 5 people. I'll have the Djinn bring Master here too. You have my thanks. Wow, you're just settled down on the carpet without breaking your Seiza posture. I admire your unflappable composure. I'm simply doing my best to adhere to the way of the sword, though I still have far to go before reaching true mastery. Thanks, Scheherazade. Where are Parvati and Subone? We're here, although Subone is kind of lost in thought right now. I can understand how she feels. It must have been a huge shock for her. I do sympathize with her, but right now we need to figure out our next move. I agree. Can you think of anything, Sion? To be honest, her logic is unassailable. I cannot think of any idea that could refute it. It is true that humans cannot survive in space, so it follows that they could not defeat a beast who is the universe either. Then there's nothing we can do? There's only one possible way we can get out of this. We need to figure a way to change the way this place is defined. We need to make this place somehow, or place somewhere that is not the universe, and we need to reinforce that non-universe definition. Okay, but how do we actually do something like that? Yes, this is an incredibly difficult problem to solve. I never thought of this place as the universe. In my mind, this has always been the Uku. Now I'm all alone, but that's okay. I deserve to be punished. I deserve to die for what I've done. Oh dear. I'm a malefactor who brought a beast of love here through my obsession. I brought about the Tokugawa's ruin. Lady Par should never have saved me. Still, I know I don't have any right to ask, but if I could make one final request, I would have liked to die in the place to which I dedicated my life. I know I had few allies there. I know a lot of people must dislike me for ruling it so heavy-handedly. But even so, it's where I belong. If I'm going to die, that's where I'd like to spend my final moments. In fact, why aren't I there right now? No. Think, I entered Edo Castle. I went into the Nakaku. I went down the Ozaraku. Then I went further, even though that wicked god of blood turned it into a labyrinth, even though it has an impossible basement now, even though it was so riddled with mistakes and misconceptions that I kept denying it. I heard her plain as day. In my mind, this place has always been the Uku. Why? Why did she think that? Could it be... Maybe I had the wrong idea all along. Yes, that's right. I'll admit that I did something terrible. I'll admit that I'm a fool. But that doesn't mean I'm not still the same person I always was. It doesn't mean that my life up to this point was a mistake. After all, if an ordinary girl like her still knows about the Uku hundreds of years in the future, I couldn't have gotten it that wrong. So I need to take responsibility. I need to fulfill my duties as the head of the Uku. My given name is Saito Fuku. My imperial name is Kasuga no Tsubone. I am the woman who created the Uku. Ugh, so much talking. Lady Par, I have a request to make of you. Tsubone? I'm glad you see you're feeling better. I'm glad to see you're feeling better. So, what would you like me to do? Don't worry, it's very simple. I would like you to let go of my soul. She has a plan. Okay. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. I expect it won't be much longer now before I hear her breaking down into an ugly cry. Any moment now. Any moment now. What's taking so long? How long does a beast have to wait to get a breakdown around here? Ooh, whoopsie, that just slipped out. I guess I got a little carried away, now that I'm close to being fully mature. I'm just gonna keep my expectations low, stick to being my usual downer self, and love the world while I continue to sneer at it. It's very honest of her. Now stop staring at me, Nobutsuna. It's distracting. Gort's just floating there. Why don't you have a drink and keep upside down Chubb's company while he floats there? This is a crucial moment. I don't want him fading and throwing me off my game with some stupid remark. Cough, cough. As you wish, my lady. Come to think of it, you've been a very good assistant, haven't you? You've done everything I asked of you without a single complaint. Once I've achieved my goal, I'll make sure to reward you with lots of extra love. Wait, is it getting brighter over there? What is that light? I don't remember ever... Huh? Yes, that's right. I'd forgotten something very important. I am Kasuga no Tsubone. My name will always be spoken alongside the Tokugawa Uku. So if I'm here now, this place must be the Uku. What? Flat what? You want me to let go of you? I can't do that. You're nothing more than a soul right now. The only thing still holding you to this world is my spirit origin. If I let go of you now, you'll... It's alright. I have no intention of dying just yet. I simply realize there are some things I can only do as a soul. Like what? Kama used other people's souls to build this Uku of depravity. So as a soul myself, it stands to reason that I can rebuild this place into what the Uku should be. Huh? What do you mean by that, Tsubone? I can't explain it logically. I just have a feeling that I can do it. Maybe it's because this formless universe is connected to the Uku Labyrinth, a place that does have a form. For whatever reason, I feel like it would be easy to turn this formless place into something more solid. True, that is the same thing Kama is doing. The logical underpinnings are sound. If you say you can do it, I'm willing to believe you. But I'm afraid you do not have anywhere near the amount of raw power necessary. There's only so much you can do as a single soul. To be frank, it would be impossible to fight back against this universe on your own. I know, which is why I also have a request to make of you two. Us? Lady Scheherazade, I would like you to tell me a story of how Kasuga no Tsubone should truly be. A heroic story that depicts her as the powerful, ferocious, absolutely undisputed ruler of the Uku. After that, Lady Madhara, I would like you to take the mind control technique you used to make Lady Urbanoff believe she was intoxicated, and use it to make me believe that I am the Kasuguna Subone in Lady Scheherazad's story. Oh, I'm very bad at the names. So you want me to brainwash you into being like the Subone in the larger-than-life story? I think that could do it. Since you're only a soul, I'm sure you would feel the effects directly. So you want to use noble phantasms as a form of mental self-modification? No, wait. Now that I think about it, it is very possible that Scheherazad's Alpha Leia wa Leia would have an effect on you as well. After all, you would be telling a story about a person directly to that person's soul. That's true. I can't be sure what will happen until I try. But I might just be able to infuse her with magical energy, similar to a partial summon. It is definitely worth trying. There's no way that a human soul could not be affected by a heroic spirit's noble phantasm like this. But on the flip side, you will also no longer be able to maintain your original form if you do this. That's alright. I know there are risks. Are you sure you want to do this? Now, don't give me that look. A wet nurse is supposed to take care of her charges. I am honored to be able to help. You don't let your emotions control you, and you know to look at the big picture when giving orders. You really would make an excellent general. What a good girl you are. Pat, pat. If that's your decision, Master, I'll do everything I can to help. Is there anything else any of you need? Well, it would be nice if you could give me a little more time. The story of Subone is not one I can tell quickly. I think I can do something about that. I'll put up a bounded field that can slow time inside it a little bit. Though I'm afraid I can only extend it about as far as my hands can reach. So you'll have to get extra close to take advantage of its effects. You're willing to help, Lady Par? You didn't seem like this. You liked this idea earlier. I still don't. It's dangerous, you know. But I can see how serious you are about this, even being aware of the risks. I can't say no to that. Lady Fuku, it pains me to ask you to take on this monumental task, knowing full well you're not a warrior. But regretfully, even with all my mastery over the sword, I cannot take your place. Forgive me. What are you saying, Lord Minori? You have your own invaluable role to play here. I'm counting on you to handle that. Right, I don't know how long it will take to finish the story, though I don't expect it will take 1,001 nights. At any rate, while I'm telling it, I would like you to keep Master safe. It shall be done, even if it should cost me my life. Alright, no time like the present. Both of you, come stand next to me. Indeed, take this time to rest and recuperate. Of course, I know you are sitting on a flying carpet while Lord Genie holds you in place by your shoulders, so I expect it may be difficult for you to fall asleep. I'll try Zen meditation, like you do. A fine idea. Such endless darkness as this may provide the perfect setting for clearing one's mind. Perhaps this will end up being good training for you. Did Yagyu just make a joke? Yeah, I'm scared. Now, wait, it's possible he believes that. Just can't tell. Either way, I feel better already. Whew, these have taken a while. It would seem they are done. These readings, it worked, didn't it? It did. Subone already left me, although she's still just a formless spirit right now. Oh yes, I'm here. I'm now Subone, the woman whose name is truly synonymous with the Uku. I am the one who founded the Uku as a place to hold Tokugawa together. I am its undisputed ruler, the one who comes to mind whenever anyone thinks of the Uku. It is a little embarrassing to say things like that about myself, but no matter. Now then, where should I begin? Good question. How about you start with light, then give us a floor? That should be more than enough until we can manage to weaken Kama. Understood. The universe? An endless void? Absolutely not. I won't have it. This place is Subone's Uku. I've given up trying to say the full name. Yes, that's right. I've forgotten something very important. I am Subone. My name will always be spoken alongside the Tokugawa Uku. So if I'm here now, this place must be the Uku. Kama's like, what is happening? Oh my god, really? There's been one battle in this entire thing. Oh my god. I remembered the dreams I had, the ones I dreamt while I was weak and dying. Now I'm going to put a stop to the evil my own weakness on my deathbed created, and I will do so with a strength that everyone believed in. You can't say things like that. The Shogun cares more about dogs than he does about his people, after all. I was just doing what I thought was right. I thought people were supposed to be kind and compassionate. No, it's okay. You didn't do anything wrong. It's wonderful that you love animals so much. You have nothing to worry about, nothing to fret over. Oop. Don't you give me that nonsense. There's a reason they say everything in moderation. It doesn't matter how much compassionate you're being if your laws end up making your citizens unhappy. What you should be concerned with, Lord Tsuneyoshi, is making the world better for humans and animals alike. I know this sort of thing happens sometimes during the wars, but he's still just a child. Sniff, sniff. Wah. Oh, that's wrong. Did somebody say something mean to you? Stop that. You mustn't curl up and cry. You may be a child, but you are still the Shogun. You must hold your head high, no matter what you are going through or how much you feel like crying. You must show everyone else that the great Shogun is right there, and here. You must show that you are ready to face whatever lies ahead bravely, no matter how young or immature you may be. That is your job right now, Lord Letsugo, and it is a very important job that only you can do. It's useless. He's much too sickly. How could a man like that possibly lead all of Japan? What am I supposed to do? What can I do? Oh God, I wish I could just run away from it all. You care that deeply about things that aren't your fault? Oh, what a kind man you are. A weak body leads to a weak spirit. A weak spirit leads to a weak body. You still have a lot of training to do. Go on then, pick up your practice sword, and I'll spar with you myself. This is all just a dream, of course, I know that. I know I'm not really here for these future Tokugawa shogun, but even so. He's not a bad person, but he always just does whatever the retired shogun wants. He's just Lord Ieyasu's son. Shut up. He's just a figurehead. Shut up. He's just there to carry on the Tokugawa name. Shut up, shut up, shut up. Don't worry about them. Think about it. If all they care about is your father, that means you are less encumbered than anyone else. That means you are freer than anyone else. Lord Hidetada. Tade. I know you were a great man, every bit the shogun Lord Ieyasu was. There's nothing to be gained by comparing yourself to him. Besides, you did something Lord Ieyasu never thought to. You designated the greatest wet nurse in Japan to raise your son, the greatest shogun in the history of Japan. He doesn't care about his people or his country. All he cares about are his game pieces. What's wrong with pursuing your interests to the fullest? As the shogun, you're the most powerful man in the land. Why should you be forced to waste your time thinking about it if you don't want to? What in the world are you saying? No self-respecting shogun would ever ignore his country in favor of his hobbies. From now on, you were to play no more than 2 hours of shogi per day. If you cannot stick to that, I'll hide your shogi board myself. They're really going over all these previous whispers? All that comes out of his mouth is, yes, that will do. It's no wonder that deplorable Mizune Tadakuni is running around doing whatever he pleases. What with the Lord Doormat in charge of the country? This is terrifying. My teeth won't stop chattering. Why did this all have to happen during my reign? Why did those horrible black ships have to show up on our shores now? Oh my, you're shuddering, you poor thing. The shogun's job is to keep Japan safe. It is exactly when a foreign enemy appears that its true worth is tested. What do you think quaking in your boots will achieve? You must stand up and fight. If you know you cannot win this fight, then rack your brain until you think of a plan. This may be an age where wars are settled with money and trade rather than swords and spears, but the principles remain the same. If the shogun does not stand up and fight for Japan, then who will? I know they say great heroes are fond of the pleasures of the flesh, but that many concubines? It is no wonder some people think he's a maniac. You haven't done anything wrong. Children are power. Having many of them is far better than letting your bloodline die. That may be true, but only up to a certain point. Having too many children leads to feuds and power struggles. There are few things sadder than discord between siblings. Besides, it is not as though just anyone is suited to be a concubine. You can't just go around laying your hands on any woman in the uku that catches your eye. If you keep appointing new concubines from the attendants who have just begun getting used to their jobs, how are the other attendants supposed to get anything done? From now on, I'll make sure to only show you women who have had proper upbringing and are ready to be concubines. If there's anyone who catches your eye, all you have to do is let me know. Oh boy. Yes, in the end, this is all only a dream. But even so, I feel better now. This is just what I needed to reaffirm who I am. That's right, I am a woman of principle who everyone thinks of when they think of the Uku. We are essentially one and the same. That is who I am. Nothing and no one can change that. So take a look, beast. Listen very closely. Feel it yourself. Tsubone is always in the Uku, and the Uke is always home to Tsubone. That is an indisputable fact, and you know it. Yet you would still try to insist that this is your universe? Don't make me laugh. Is that a floor? What happened to my universe? Don't be ridiculous. Something like your universe would have no place down here underground. This is the Uku, my Uku. How did you get in here? Out of my way, you little pest. You're going to mess up my gravity and oxygen settings. That is right. Once again, I will admit you are correct. Humans are not made to survive in the void, so our only choice is to deny that this is the void. And once your definition of this space becomes unstable, it gives us more options to play with. Urbanoff, I added magical energy-based thrusters to your mystic code. We're making an Iron Man suit. They are for keeping you upright, not moving around. I've also formed a life preservation zone around your head, so you should have no trouble breathing. Thanks, Eon. What do you think you're doing? Wipe that smile off your face. True, if a human were to find themselves floating in the unfathomable vast, cold, dark reaches of space, they would certainly panic in the face of something so alien. But if we know what we are up against, that is a different story. After all, knowledge and understanding are mankind's two greatest weapons. As long as we have time to prepare, we can think up as many ways to fight back as there are stars in the sky. That said, humans can only see up to 4,000 stars with the naked eye. But that is more than enough for a lazy, apathetic beast like you. We might not be able to cover the entire universe, but as long as we have light, gravity, and a solid place to stand, that's more than enough. Indeed, with that unsettling floating sensation gone, I no longer fear for my life, and I can fight once more. I promise you that if nothing else, I will keep this floor around no matter what. Go wherever you want, forward, backward, left, right, it doesn't matter. I'll just make more floor. I'm so sorry to burst your bubble, but stop and think a moment. How is this any different from when I gave you a floor out of the goodness of my heart when you first showed up? It's so cute how easily you lot think you've suddenly won. I can't stand it. That futile little effort of yours is just adorable. It makes me want to wad it up and throw it away like the trash it is. Do you not realize your situation hasn't actually improved at all? You've just gone back to the way things were before. There are still more than enough of us to fill the whole universe. And your master's Tokugawa-ification hasn't gone away at all. You're only just holding it back by cranking up the output on your anti-Tokugawa barrier further than it should go, right? I wonder how long that will last against my infinite depravity. Honestly, it's just a matter of time until it falls apart. Did you actually think you could just win by setting things back to how they were 5 minutes ago? What a joke. That's the most idiotic thing I've ever... Then allow me to provide them with another trusty blade. Oh, well, how unexpected. This should be good. Nobutsuna, what do you think you're doing here? Remove yourself from my Uku right this instant. Forgive me, Lady Kasuge. What about this? You may not be aware of it, but you actually owe me a favor. If you'll permit me to stand here, I will consider your favor repaid. Me owe you a favor? If anyone owes anything here, it's you for your treachery in betraying Lady Kasuga. It was Monk Tenkai and I who rescued your soul. What? You know, I did wonder why Tsubone's soul was the only one left in the void. You're saying you're the one who put it there? I am. When Monk Tenkai realized that Lord Lemmitsu had been abducted, and that the Tokugawa name itself was facing an existential threat, he came to see me right away. Once we learned that the Uku was the locus of this situation, we just barely managed to help one person escape. The one we both deemed essential to resolving this situation. I speak, of course, of you, Lady Kasuga. I believe the reason you were able to preserve yourself in soul form and manipulate your soul's energy right now may be due to the protection spell Lord Tenkai cast when we saved you. If that's true, then why were you working for this beast woman up till now? Why else? To protect Tokugawa. It is quite simple. You said it yourself not long ago, Lady Kasuga. We must do what is right for the Tokugawa, no matter the cost to ourselves. For example, if Lord Lemmitsu were to pass away before me, I would not commit seppuku to join him. Regardless of the dishonor it would bring me, I would continue to support the Tokugawa name by serving the next shogun. At least that is what I believe I must do. Similarly, I believe I could best protect Tokugawa by staying alive until now, even if it meant I was branded a traitor. Why didn't you say so sooner? I had no idea that's what you were up to. I would have cut Kama down from behind, but it did not seem as though that would kill her. So my only choice was to have Lord Tenkei help me provide a less direct form of assistance. Ooh. Why is he coughing up so much blood? No way, did he really... See him? A less direct form of assistance. Those Hanafuda cards gave off identical readings to the Uku, like they were made up a part of the Uku. And this Uku is made from the energy of human bodies and souls, in which case it would not be all surprising if those Hanafuda cards were made from somebody's body. I can scarcely imagine what has become of my insides, though I suppose I could find out if I were to cut open my stomach. At any rate, there is still one more thing. It looks as though the card's black box is all activated at once, and they are now running a backdoor program? Let me see what their effects are. Changing their temperament? No. They reveal what is already there. Huh? Now just wait a damn minute. I didn't plan for this. This should be the right time and place to admit this. I, Matsudare Izunokami Nobutsuna, have utterly robbed the Tokugawa family of their reputation and significance. My actions to date should prove as much. In order to protect the Tokugawa, I completely betrayed their trust in me. So these Hanafuda cards are made up of the same energy used to construct Uku, and they are part of your body? And now, they've taken on a whole new meaning. Shogun Pillbox contains outward-facing power, but these cards contain inward-facing power, which means they can be used to neutralize Urbanoff's Tokugawa Keishin, blah blah blah. Then if Master uses them, what about that samurai? These cards are made from his own body, right? If we use them up. Do not worry about me. I would never have done this if I were not ready to give up my life. Besides, I doubt you have any other choice. Thank you. I promise we'll make good use of them. Everyone, please give Master all the Hanafuda cards you've collected. I guess this means Kara's advice to collect these cards turned out to be the right call all along. Oof. Finally, are we going to get to fight? Finally, I can use these cards. Look at that, my Tokugawa gauge has gone down. Alright, finally. Okay, so now I actually have to do some strategizing here. So I know this fight is similar to the other one, except I can bring a whole roster, and that she summons clones at one point. So what we're going to do is try and find... Okay, here we go. Sutoni with the damage up. Wait, no, not Sutoni, because she doesn't have a... I need... Okay, Kiara would be good for this. She has an AoE Noble Phantasm, and she has the damage bonus from the event, and she's got the damage CE too. So, alright, we're going to have to redo all this now. Alright, so we're going to put Kiara here again. Or, not Kiara. Kama, my Kama. And then we are going to just load up on alter egos and such. So, Now, sadly, we're running out of points here. Even using dear old... Where is... No, that didn't mean to do that. Okay. We can give this a shot. We're actually on to the final boss fight, an hour and something in. Oh boy. I feel so much better now. Now I see, those are no ordinary butterflies on these cards. They are from Izu, the crest of the Matsudara clan. Lord Minori, how fortunate you are here. There's one last plan Lord Tenki and I devised, a spell engraved into my body at the cost of his own life. I will say this only once, look upon what I have done. I am without a doubt Tokugawa's mortal enemy. You are truly a loyal man, Matsudara, Izu no Kami Nobutsuna. Now I am not. I am a traitor. I must be, for this to work. Now do what you must do, Lord Minori. Then I must cut you down where you stand. Yes, do it. Yagyu? Lord is no more than a soul, just like Lady Fuku. I do not know if this is the result of Lord Tenkei's spell or his own sheer willpower, but now, like Lady Fuku, he too can change his shape. I expect that shape will be no more than a single blade, a blade meant to be Tokugawa's mortal enemy. Magic sword. Something is coming out of Nobutsuna's body. Is that a katana? So instead of something blade, you have become an imitation blade of Izu no Kami Morasuma, or Muramasa. Very well, I will not let your loyalty go to waste. Just this once, I, Yagyu Hajino Kami, warfare instructor of the Tokugawa family, will take up a false Muramasa blade to destroy this false Tokugawa. This is ironic, having played through Shimosa. I see. It is the same idea as Shogun Yunoshube's power. He turned his own body into the ultimate anti-Tokugawa weapon. He spent all this time honing his blade himself, trusting that someone worthy of wielding him would come and end this. He chose to become the ultimate weapon to bring this false Tokugawa down from the inside. What the hell is happening here? Kama's just like, you guys have been talking for like 15 minutes. I knew Nobutsuna was betraying me, though I was surprised to find out he helped Tsubone escape. I knew he was making those cards and leaving them for you to find while he thought I was busy reading. I only kept him around because I was looking forward to seeing the look on his face when he found out all his work was for nothing. He wasn't supposed to actually succeed. Oh, Kama, your arrogance. He was obviously far more loyal to the Tokugawa than you could even have conceived. That's why you failed to see the full scope of his plan. Well, of course, how could I possibly be expected to see something like this coming? You're telling me the whole reason he betrayed the Tokugawa shogunate to begin with was so he could imbue his own life with anti-Tokugawa properties? And that he chose to be killed just so he could turn himself into a Tokugawa slayer and help defeat me? I don't even know where to begin. It's just utter nonsense. Worse than that, I can't even come close to describing how sickening it is. There's only so much suffering humans should possibly be able to endure. Ugh, just how much do you love hurting yourselves anyway? I understand what he was thinking. As his wet nurse, I couldn't be prouder. This is exactly what I was trying to teach him ever since he was a small boy. Well done, Lord Nobutsuna. You may have handled it a little clumsily, like always, but regardless, you've truly outdone yourself. The Tokugawa family could never ask for a more faithful retainer. In fact, I'll put it another way. This is exactly what Lord Nobutsuna was trying to protect. This is the pure expression of his love. Ooh, he didn't like that. No, absolutely not. I'm the only one who gives love here. I'm the only one who's going to fill the universe with it. None of you need the love of your own, especially any sort of love I know nothing about. Kama, beast of lust. This is exactly why you and mankind will never get along. It feels good to love someone, and that there are endless ways to do so, but you want to control all that pleasure by yourself. If you grow to full maturity, it wouldn't mean the end of the world. Even the entire universe would go up in flames. So I'm going to stop you here, and now, no matter what it takes. I sure don't want someone else monopolizing the act of loving others. I wouldn't even be a heroic spirit if it wasn't for love. As for whether that was true love or not, well, that's going to have to be my little secret. Yes, I certainly don't want anyone controlling all the world's love either. I'm not quite sure how I know this, but I do know that it is precious. After all, love is the only thing that can help me forget my fear of death. In my case, I still only know about love in theory, not in practice. Oh, mash. But everyone has told me that I will know it when I feel it, and that is meant to be shared with someone special. Just imagining something like that in my future makes my heart skip a beat. But right now, my heart is telling me in certain terms that it doesn't want your brand of love. Frankly, I don't see how one-sided depravity could ever do the job. That's desire, not love. Master, we're counting on you to take down Beast 3L. We'll back you up as the best way we can. There are too many Kama isotopes to count, and more will probably keep flying in to back her up. However, I am sure there is only one Kama in control. Take out the head, and the rest should follow. Understood. I know what I must do, and I will see that it is done. I will lay her to rest with this very blade. Prepare yourself. Ugh, I swear, you're as adorable as farm-grown piglets. You're all just one big pile of earthly desires, in this case, the desire to go around loving whoever you want. Alright then, since that woman I meant to surpass isn't here anymore, I'll say this in her place. Blah 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 blah. The vow to relinquish all one's earthly desires. My love is the fire of depravity that satisfies all earthly desires. When all desires are satisfied, they will cease to exist. That's right, I'm going to save all of mankind. Sure, that salvation will result in nothing new ever being created again, but so what? I'm no worried about that. I detest humans, after all. Now, come to me, my beloved master. I'll crush your arrogant dreams of defeating me right here and now, and replace them with the endless depravity of this new universe. By remaking this historical garden of love into a trap meant to lure people into sin, I will emerge as the beast of disaster that my other half could never hope to become. I am Beast 3, Lapse. I am the demon king of decadence and depravity. Now feel my infinite love. Oh god, finally. God, there was so much talking. This is exactly what I was afraid of. Oh boy. I mean, it was all necessary and, you know, to get a full grasp of the story, but goodness gracious. Whew. Look at all the commas floating in the background. She gonna do that every time we do this fight if we have to do it more than once? Oh boy. Okay, so she's still doing the take away our Noble Phantasm gauge for 3 turns, so we're gonna have to ignore that. I just have to remind myself what Okay. So I'm going to apply this now, just for this, because it does give me an attack up and the gut stays forever. Now, this first bar is less health than last time, so we are just going to do our best to smash her. That's pretty good. Dang, that is pretty good. Oh, she does have the charge gain ability again, too. love that the buffs are being removed. Alright, yeah, gaining Noble Phantasm Charge is still kind of pointless, so we're just gonna keep hitting her. Hell, we might get through her first bar real quick. Yep. I'm not sure what happens when the first bar gets broken. To fight the Flame of Corruption is futile. Is it going to be the Flame debuff again? Haha, thirst. He's really concentrating on the commoner. Now she just used the buff up, the charge skill, so I might be safe not using mashes for one more turn. I really hope I don't regret that. But, oh, I could just do an entire Kiara chain here, which I think I will do. So we're going to start with Buster to get the rest busted. I just hope she can't use that charge up skill 2 turns in a row. I feel like a clone's gonna show up soon too. Oh, she charmed 2 of us. Okay, that's actually a problem too, the charm, because now Mash won't be able to take the Noble Phantasm next turn. I may have to use the stun ability here from the master things. So, yeah. I'm not sure if this is going to really mess me up using these even after I put the gauge down. But I have little choice here. Alright, so. Ooh. My Kama is looking pretty rough in terms of health. But you know what? The gauge is gone now, so we need to start building Noble Phantasm Charge. See? Now, what is this here? When HP reaches 0, remove a single enemy debuff. We need to get rid of that clone. Decrease debuff. My Kama's gonna be okay for this one turn. She's doing a lot of damage work. Now, on the off chance, because I have a suspicion Mara is going to use her charge ability next turn and gain a Noble Phantasm thing, we're going to try and bring it onto MASH. So we are going to just try and charge Kiara's Noble Phantasm here. And we'll get mashes too, which is nice. Alright. Yep, there we go. Now, I don't think she has Invulnerable Pierce, despite this being the big boss fight. Yeah, so... yeah, if Mesh's Noble Phantasm wasn't already charged, it will be. Though I think she's getting charmed from this, yeah. But that's okay. Oh, and it removed debuff. Okay, so we're just gonna make people really tough for this next round. And you know what? I'm going to do this because it will heal Mara a little bit, comma, and give her a little charge. Actually, how long does that last? Actually, I shouldn't have done that yet. I was thinking of this skill. My bad. Oh well. I'm hoping that doesn't mess things up too much. Alright, so we are just going to do... we're doing alright. We haven't even gotten to the bank, the back row yet, though. Who knows how effectively that'll be once, how effective we'll be once Kama goes away, because she's at pretty low health. But we're holding out alright. We've used one of the 3 master skills, which I don't like doing, but if we make it through the boss fight, it won't matter how many we've used. Now this should be enough to charge Kama. Impermanence. I don't remember what this one does. Ah, okay, so now we're going to be... that's okay. Now I'm going to do something a little risky here, maybe. For one thing, I'm going to... what is this? Charge, decrease... yeah, okay. I have Kiara's AoE Noble Phantasm ready to go, but I don't want to waste it when the main Kama only has 26 health left. So we are going to try and smash through that before we unleash anything. So we're going to ignore the clone for 1 turn and just break through. Which I probably didn't need to do a Buster Chain for this, but I don't want to leave it to chance. I've been screwed by trying to be too clever about things in the past. Alright. Now, assuming we don't have a huge problem following this break... oh, she healed us. That's nice. Alright, she's going to gain a charge from this. Defense down. That's okay. We weren't going to use Mash's Noble Phantasm anyway. I just need to remind myself all the effects of Kama's, or Kiara's Noble Phantasm. Ignore turn, steal the shuffle. Restore HP, okay. Nice little bonus. Yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to chain these Noble Phantasms together. I'm just not sure which one I want. I'm going to do Kiara's first, so... Do I have anything else? You know, just because I want the damage buff and... Hope I don't regret that. Now what are these? Mixed attack defense. Save that one, and this one is, I think, a whole bunch of crit stars and strength. Yeah, and these have like 99 turn. Yeah, so I'm gonna wait. I'm in a decent position right now. Just gonna go with the plan. So Kiara's first, then Kama, and then we're gonna try and get some more charge for Kiara. So wish me luck. Yeah, tabletop rolls. This is all very kooky and crazy. Now this hopefully will take out the clone. Heavens, holy goodness gracious. Yes, alright, took out the clone. Didn't do a whole lot to calm Amara herself. Yeah, sadly we can't charm her, which is half the fun of Mara's Noble Phantasm, but ooh, okay, that was good. That went well. Okay. Well, let's just burn through that last bit of her health then. Oh, we can do a whole Kama chain here, so what we're going to do, try and get a whole bunch of Kama arts from Overkill. Because this should probably chew through this last bit of her health. Yep. And now hopefully we'll just gain a lot of Noble Phantasm charge from this. Oh yeah, that was good. And extra attack, so we might be able to Noble Phantasm right away. Okay. We're doing well, guys. We're doing really well. We haven't lost anyone. We're down to the last break bar. Or the last bar. Okay, so we're going to need to kill the clone again. And she's getting a charge. Oh boy. So, oh god, I hope Mash has her Noble Phantasm up. Or, not her Noble Phantasm, I hope she has her taunt ready. Nope, okay. But, alright, so... Let's see how much this gives me. Not quite enough. Alright, this might be the time... Which, does this one give us? Okay, so this will be good because we are going to just... Oh boy. We're going to ignore the clone for this turn, because we're going to be able to kill with Kiara's Noble Phantasm next turn. Alright, so we are safe for a turn. And so, just because we're going to have some Noble Phantasm stuff next turn, we are going to just smack into comma. So we're going to boop, 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 and hopefully maybe we'll get mashes with all these crazy buffs we have. Probably not. No. Alright, so Amara is going to comma. Yeah, last health bar. She's going to thankfully whiff with this because we have evade on the entire party. Oh, she tried to go for Kiara. That's funny. Oh, she charmed her. That nope. The stage bonus is going to clear that, I think. Also, the evade was just hits. Okay, okay, so that could have been much worse. We are going to just... and try and get a little more charge out of this. So we're just going to double Noble Phantasm again. Oh, didn't kill the clone. That's a little annoying, but we can maybe deal with that quickly enough. This is going very well. We still have an entire back line of alter egos and stuff to potentially deal with, so I am pretty confident we're gonna pull this off. And she has no break bar kind of effects left to pull on us. So we're doing pretty well. Oh, she charmed Mara, but that's going to go away because of the stage benefit. Oh, unless she kills her. Well, we do have Guts, though. Okay. So let's kill the clone real quick first. There we go. Now, Kiara might bite it this turn. Oh, summon another clone right away. That's kind of annoying. Have I ignored the clones for a couple turns? Oh boy. That's... Okay. What does this one do? Okay. So we're just gonna make sure the clone is gone this time. So we are going to move. On the off chance that Mara doesn't die in the next turn, we're going to try and get her some charge too. The demonic Bodhisattva. Okay, yeah. Without... Oh, nice. 100%, so it's gonna crit. Well, not as much NP as I hoped, and now she's probably... Oh, no, okay. Oh, no, okay, yeah, there goes our comma. Okay, that's a little concerning. That's our main single damage. No, now we have Meltrellis, who just brought in a bunch of stars. Alright. You know, on the off chance she uses her charge thing, and because we're getting near the end anyway, I'm gonna just take all the hits on Nash next turn. Get her Noble Phantasm charged up as well. Alright, and we are going to buff Meltrellis' damage, though I probably should have checked how many cards she has up right now. None. Well, that's just great. I'm still in a good plan. Okay. She didn't use her Noble Phantasm, which is a little annoying. Means she's going to do it next turn. But on the plus side, Nash's Noble Phantasm is charged now. You know what? Actually, I can use Kiara's thing to decrease her charge and her defense for a turn. So that buys us another turn. And I'm going to put on Evade. And we are just going... Oh, you know what? I could probably finish her off with Meltrellis this turn. Just from a chain. But just in case, I'm going to play it safe. And plus this will buff Meltrellis' damage a little bit too. Plus, Lord Kamet's a fun one to look at. Whew. Alright, Meltrellis, do us proud. Yep, okay, it's done. We did it. Why? Humans should not be able to escape from the pleasures of love. Oh. Don't worry, Tabletop Rolls. Your Mash will do that. She just needs to undergo, you know, a character arc. Whew. Oh, good. Oh, 3 alien or foreign god hearts. Cool. And now, for those who have stuck with us, it's just that easy, you know, just upgrade MASH. Alright, we're going to go through this last gauntlet of talking, and probably get some cool screenshots. Yagyu, take out all the clones. What's going on? I'm the embodiment of infinite love. My numbers are literally endless, and yet... How is it your sword so sharp? It's cutting me down faster than I can bring in new me's. We've almost reached her. Don't worry about the floor, Lord Minonori. As long as you're in this Uku, I'll make sure you have a path right to her neck, no matter how far she tries to run. I'm in your debt, Lady Fuku. Ugh. You just don't give up, do you? Damn it, I can't afford to take a direct hit from that thing. I guess I don't have any other choice but to let go of something. I'll have to abandon being Tokugawa and the Uku. Kama's properties just changed. Now is your chance. Tsubune. So you've given up your connection to Tokugawa and to this false Uku, have you? I imagine you only did so because you're desperate to escape Lord Minonori's sword and Lord Yoshibunu's power, but you should have thought it through. Now that you've given up those connections, you're also given up your right to be here. You've given up your ability to defy my Uku. This is no universe of lust. This is my Uku, now more than ever. Tsubone is gaining even more control over the Uku. Looks like in your desperation, you doubled down on a losing hand, little Miss Beast. This is the true setting for the story of Tsubone. This is what the Uku is supposed to look like. Ugh, this sucks. This place is awful. There's no way I can fill a place like this with my love. How can anyone be happy keeping their lust locked away? How can anyone be happy without living in depravity? Now, hit her with everything you've got. That is actually very funny, the bond going up. She's a masochist. Yeah, as the wet nurse of the Tokugawa family, I have a few things to say about that. There is more to love than simple indulgence. At times, tough love is just as important. You keep calling yourself the embodiment of infinite love, but I bet you know nothing of the kind of love that comes from watching over someone grow and improve, do you? And while I'm at it, I have something to say as the head of the Uku, too. The Uku has rules, and those rules are not to be broken. There are all sorts of rules, such as no men allowed besides the Shogun, and no going out at night. But right now, the only one I'm going to focus on is this. No strange women are permitted in the Uku. By my authority as Tsubone, head of the Uku, I pronounce you unfit. Now leave my Uku at once. Eat the god. What the? This is... Tsubone is exercising her absolute authority over the Uku. It is a lot more powerful. It is a lot like a more powerful conceptual spell. Blah. Looks like Kama is being sent flying. She's blasting off again. Ah, I'm being repelled? Me? How is this possible? You lost when you decided to mess with my Uku. Though I suppose things would have turned out differently if you hadn't let Lord Nebutsuno and Lord Tenkai rescue me. But you were too indulgent to think to stop them, and now that depraved love of yours will be your undoing. Oh. Yikes. Ah! Into the sun with her. You did it. You drove Kama all the way out to the surface. How are you going to finish her? My role in this battle is complete. There is another better suited to that. How is this happening? All humans crave love, and I'm the god and the demon king of it. None of them should be able to touch me. That reminds me, there is one more god I still need to thank. She saved me for no reason, without seeking anything in return, as though it was the most natural thing in the world. Yes, of course I took a screenshot of that. As far as I'm concerned, she is the true god of love. Without her love, I simply would not be here right now. Aphrodite? It's over, Kama, and Mara. Whether it's being given or received, I don't think love is meant to be a one-way street. Either there's no clear answer for what it is exactly, or it's not something gods like us can fully understand. As the god of love, you should have been the closest to figuring it out. But now that you've been consumed by the small-minded fires of depravity, I'm going to show you what I believe love to be, as my final gift to you. There's one kind of love inside me I know for certain to be stronger, purer, and more just than anything else in this world. The love I feel for my wonderful husband— What? Bring up Shiva now. Trishula Shakti! Ouch. It is over. In addition to Parvati's noble phantasm, Kama is already... Indeed, she is no longer a false Tokugawa either. She is now but a mere creature, and I have already cut her down. You are already dead. It hurts, it hurts. It's as bad as when Shiva incinerated me. Well, yeah, you're being electrocuted to death. And having been cut. How? How could I lose to a bunch of garbage wastes of space like these humans? Wow, she really likes trash talking. I just made a little mistake. I just got a little scared and tried to run away. Ow, ow, ow. This is exactly why I hate having a body. All the screenshots. I always end up the victim. It doesn't matter if I'm a god or a demon king of love. People always say it's my fault there isn't enough love to go around. That's why I tried to give them infinite love. I wanted to get back at them with every fiber of my being. I knew that a god who's meant to love others would never be loved herself. That's why I had to love everyone. I had no choice but to dominate if I didn't want to feel like a victim anymore. There's a lot to unpack there. Goodness. Ugh, this is the worst. I can't believe I've gone from the most powerful being in the world to the most pathetic. Please, I don't want it to end like this. There are still so many defective, detestable humans out there I haven't looked down on. So many I haven't trampled with love. This can't be how it ends. Final screenshot. True, it does feel good to love, especially when the ones you love are clearly weak and in need of protection. All the more so if they are children. Loving helpless creatures like that makes you feel needed. It makes you feel like you matter. It can be terribly frightening to put an end to that. But making a clean break with that desire, that obsession to keep loving someone forever, is a form of love we guardians must one day be willing to embrace. As they say, if you truly love something, you must be willing to set it free. Yeah, Kama needs some time. Plus, admittedly, she did get incinerated at one point. There's a lot that would give anyone a complex. Also, just for waking someone up. Oh boy, we're still going, guys. We're still going. It's been over 2 hours now, but we're. Though I'm really happy with how that boss fight went. I spent all week kind of agonizing it over how it would go, but all the buffs they give you, it does make it a little easy. It reminds me a lot of the Tiamat fight, where you just get so many crazy buffs that as long as you're of the right level, it's not so bad. We really did it. We won, Master. That we did. It was not easy by any means, but this was still a great victory. I do not think my first case involving a beast would have gone any better. What about everyone else? They will come back, right? Of course. In fact, I think you should see escapee number 1 right over there. Oh, it's Gordolf. Of course it is. That is pretty impressive, Master. Or Master Troit. Pardon me if I'm mispronouncing the name. I am not, unfortunately, probably of the level where I can, like, do the solo boss fights. I am a simple, raised by Berserker person. I press red buttons and go brr. But I'm pleased with how well this one went. The support Kiara really helped. I'm very lucky in that respect. No, thank you. I couldn't eat another bite. Of course he's talking about food. God damn it, Gordolf. Gordolf remained himself, which is why he is here, is there now. But all the servants and people in Edo Castle who were turned into materials for the Uku should naturally go back to where they belong. Convenient. That goes for every Shogun's soul from those Inro too, of course. I would be relieved to hear that, if the same thing wasn't happening to me too. Oh, but first, I found this thing inside the labyrinth's central support pillar. I think it's called... Every time they come up with some explanation why there's a holy grail involved so they can give us one. It looked important, so I pulled it out and brought it with me. I'm basically stuck to it right now. Thank you. For everything. I'm the one who should be thanking you. I could never have saved Lord Limmitsu and driven that harlot out of my Uku without your help. Goodness gracious. I mean, kind of accurate. I guess this is goodbye then. Well, of course it is. I'm a soul. My time has already come and gone. If it wasn't for all this, and if Lady Parr hadn't extended her hand to me, I would have faded off to my inevitable eternal repose long ago. This has all been like a dream I've had right before ascending to Nirvana. I think it's better that it's over. Now I don't have to worry about fixating on misplaced love, or cling to regrets about what might have been. I can just fall asleep. Though I would like to ask Lord Minonore to handle the aftermath in my absence. Forgive me, it would seem that this is as far as I go. I must return to Chaldea, base before the rest of you. These old bones are not what they used to be. My, so even the great Yagyu Minonore cannot defeat old age, I can't imagine Lord Limitsu would be happy to hear that. I don't mind you serving as a new lord, but I won't have you abandoning your responsibilities. I can almost hear Lord Limitsu saying something like, I don't recall appointing a gutless coward as my instructor in warfare. I know there's nothing and no one you cannot defeat. Ryotan. You cut me to the quick. Rest up. You've earned it. Thank you, Master. So that's how servants and masters relate to one another, What a strange idea. Why do you laugh? Oh, it's nothing. I just had a funny thought. I imagined what might happen if, by some quirk of fate, I were summoned with my Nagatama to fight by your side at Lord Urbanov's request, or behest. I would even continue to raise her as a proper wet nurse. I think I would enjoy an afterlife like that very much. I hope we get to see you again someday. Hey, even if her spirit origin is not strong enough to summon her normally, we have other ways to help with that nowadays. Who knows, maybe we'll get to see her again, if not quite the way we expect. That seems like a big hint to me. They do that a lot, hinting about future servants. Alright then, I think I'll hold on to that hope, just in case. I hope I'll get a chance to see you again someday too. After all, you and I were one and the same for quite a while. It was a while. At this point, I consider you a dear friend and roommate. Well, bodymate. Lady Parr. Besides, I still have so many questions for you about raising children. For example, how should I console my son after my husband chopped off his head and replaced it with an elephant's? Oh yeah. Vishnu. Or Ganesha. That is a lot. Alright, I'll make sure to think of a good answer by the next time we meet. Uh-oh, I don't think I have much time left. I'm sorry to have to rush this part. Lady Matahari, Lady Scheherazade, I must thank you for all your help as well. Both of you, please take care. Lady Urbanov, I may not have any hands to pat your head anymore, but allow me this one last gesture before I cease being your active wet nurse altogether. You are already such a good girl. As long as you stay on your current path, I know you'll go on to be a great woman someday. I don't know how I feel, but I feel like she's patting my head. You again, everyone. I will never forget the kindness you have shown me. I hope I can return the favor someday. Me too. I think you'd be an interesting servant. It would seem I too must take my leave. Please excuse me. So polite. Alright, it is sad to say goodbye, but now that we have successfully recovered the Holy Grail, all that remains is... Oh, sorry, looks like I have to go too. I think I'll have to rest for a while since I used up everything I had to stop Kama. Still, I was able to stop someone with my own face from causing all sorts of havoc. I'm happy with that. Yes, well, I cannot blame you for being upset about a god from your pantheon with the same avatar as you turning into a beast. To be honest, I really didn't care for her, provocative outfit either. If I'd seen someone with the same body showing off that much skin everywhere else, I'd probably just pretend I hadn't. But I never mind that, I just remembered something important that's been nagging at me. I'll do my best to hang on so I can tell you about it before I disappear. What is it? That being we fought was Kama, but her Mara side was much stronger. That's why she was able to become Beast 3. The thing is, that should be impossible. Oh? Mara is a demon god. Shiva and the other gods should have her under constant supervision. Under normal circumstances, there's no way her particular divinity should let her move about this freely, or let her strengthen her influence like that. But she was obviously able to, right? We all saw her turn into a beast. Right, that's exactly what's so strange about it. How did she evade Shiva's watchful eye? Shiva has like 3 eyes. Do you have any idea as to what might have happened? Perhaps some unusual circumstance that would allow for such a thing? I guess I can think of one possibility. It could be that something is happening on Earth that's affecting all of India's pantheon. Lost Belt 4. What? India. Now that you mention it, the very next Lost Belt we'll be heading to is the Indian one. Could that have something to do with this? I'm sorry, I can't say for sure yet. That would be my first guess, but a guess is all it is right now. If India is your next destination, I would really like to go with you. But I'm afraid it looks like this is as far as I can go this time. I'm sorry. I'll try to send someone else to help you instead, but I don't know if anyone else will come. We could never have pulled this off without you, Par. Not at all. I have to thank you too, Urbanoff. Thanks to you, the threat posed by the Beast of Disaster has passed. I know you still have other difficult problems, like the bleached earth, the lost belts, and the cryptors. But knowing all of you, I have every faith you'll figure something out. Good luck. Please give it your all out there. You better believe I will. I know you will, Senpai, and soon Da Vinci and Holmes should be back too. Of course, I'll do my best to help out too, for whatever that's worth. Thank you, Mash. So I'm sure everything will work out, somehow. Oh, and we can't forget Sion either. She proved yet again what an invaluable addition she is to our team. Well, I have to admit that Kama outsmarted me almost every step of the way this time. Anyway, I think I will go ahead and get ready to bring you all home. Oh, and please do not forget to bring our Lord snoozing over there when you come back. I have to say, part of me is going to miss that top knot of his. Har, har, har. Alright, there's just one thing left. And then we're done. Oh, God. Oh, there's so much talking. Oh, Boudica, why are they making you wear that? Scheherazade. No, I'm... Freaking Matahari, I'm tired. Ooh, that smells good. Hee, what you making today? Hey, you should know better than to sneak up on a cook like that. It's dangerous. Besides, this is nothing special. It's just the same traditional Britannia-style stew I always make. Well, I can't wait till it's ready. It feels like forever since I had some. I know I already said this before, but thanks for everything. Oh, I barely did anything, you know? Well, I'm still grateful to all of you. So I decided to cook up a storm for the first time in a while. Now go on, give me some space until it's done. Seriously, it's a good thing I was only holding a ladle. What if it had been a knife? No more jumping on me from behind, got it? I did check that it was safe first, but okay, man. Or, madam? I mean it, you know. What if one of the children saw you and decided to copy you and it wasn't safe? Foo! Like foo. Foo, foo. And that is how the story goes. Oh, Nita Crease. There certainly were a lot of layers to that story. I knew that not just anyone would be a great ruler, could be a great ruler. So what about the other guy? You still haven't told me what happened with him while all this was going down. I can't wait to find out. I haven't I? Very well then, I will tell you what happened next. While all that was transpiring. That's weird. I mean, I know I asked her to keep going. But this is usually the part where she says, that is all for tonight. Oh well, I'm not going to worry about it. Maybe Scheherazade just feels like spinning more yarns tonight. Fu is a dangerous Pokemon. Fu is a dangerous Pokemon. Whatever the case, I'm just going to sit back and enjoy my extra stories. Yay! Despite her cool outward demeanor, the storyteller was fiercely determined to make the most of the time she had fought to reclaim. Oh no, did it just happen again? I thought listening to her stories would provide some good inspiration for my own writing. But I suppose I can do that just as well some other time. Why did they have the little thing with Murasaki there? That was a little odd. There we go, I think that should do it. How's it look? Quite good. This new firewall should ensure this sort of thing does not happen again. Man, I thought I was prepared for this sort of thing. I never in my wildest dreams imagined there was a beast out there who would attack us by brainwashing one of our staff and using them to control the command room. There was no ingenuity, you know. It was just so simple that I guess, in a way, it tells us something about how naive Kama was. I clearly still have a ways to go before I catch up to my old self, but I learned my lesson. From now on, I'll make sure to prepare for any and every possible situation. Even the ones I think are completely outlandish. Concurred. Still, on a personal note, I cannot help but be disappointed that I was forced to sit this case out. This would have been an excellent chance for me to finally observe a beast for myself, rather than simply read about it in Caldea's records. Oh, I didn't know administrative advisors were interested in beasts, too. You do know that just looking at one wrong could give them a chance to start invading your spirit organ, right? Not to worry. I always take every precaution when viewing something dangerous. I certainly don't carry all these special lenses around with me to be fashionable. Well, I guess it just wasn't meant to be this time. Besides, it looks like Beast 3 takes advantage of such encounters to twist them to her own malicious ends. True, the tremendous amount of argument I saw in this incident combat records nearly took my breath away. What does that mean? Just imagine, a battle that hinges entirely on the underpinnings of one logic. Ah, of all the cases for me to miss. Thanks so much for taking care of this, Da Vinci. You too, Mr. Holmes. I just made some tea if you're ready for a break. We even have some Sakura mochi straight from Japan to go with it. Ooh, that sounds great. Thanks. Oh man, this is even better than I thought. It's got just the right amount of sweetness, and it's like the flavors are giving my whole mouth a hug. Phew, now I can finally get back to my regular duties. Oh, are you all taking a coffee break? Would it be alright if I joined you? Of course, please help yourself. This is very relaxing. Well, by the way, there's something I've been wondering about. What is making that mechanical whirring I have been hearing all this time? Oh, now I see. Is that a hamster-style generator? Or perhaps some sort of manual labor-based torture device? What are we doing to Gordolf? Damn it, now you're eating sweet mochi right in front of me. Ah, calories. Sweet calories. Hey, I see that running machine slowing down. Come on, pick up the pace, Gordy. This should be no sweat, easy peasy for you. Why me? He really let himself go during this latest excursion. Apparently he was feasting like a king the whole time. I ran a quick emergency physical on him after we got back, and he ended up setting a new record. D- across the board. It's harsh. So we have to at least get him back to where he was before all this went down, or he could end up affecting his ability to do his job. What job? The last thing we need is him suddenly being out of commission thanks to some lifestyle-related illness. I see, so that is where this comes in. That's right, you're looking at Da Vinci's special Get Fit Quick program in action. It's a little on the challenging side, but it'll be sure to have Gordy back in his old condition in 3 days. Of course, dietary restrictions are part of the program too, Gordy, so don't plan on eating your fill anytime soon. What? But I've been looking forward to a bowl of stew ever since that tantalizing smell began wafting in here. What do you expect? You already ate like a king for days on end. Don't blame me. Blame the law of conservation of energy. Ugh, damn it all. This is exactly why I hate ray shifts. My, this is a surprise. When I plucked out the pretty meteor I saw drifting off into space before it could burn up in a nearby star, I never expected it to actually be you. What the? Huh? What's going on? What the hell are you doing here? This is my own inner universe. No one should exist here unless I invite them in. Oh my, even in your own mind, you still subject yourself to the experiencing of burning alive in the sun. Currently impressed. I am certainly no stranger to tormenting myself as I train, but even I would not go that far. I suppose that is something only one with boundless love for humanity and no love for herself could do. So you willingly incinerate yourself when you deem your purpose fulfilled? You remind me of a rabbit volunteering itself as food for a starving Buddha. How could I possibly turn my back on you now that I have seen how pure and sordid your heart truly is? Shut up. No, forget shutting up. Piss off and don't come back. All your little parables are just infuriating. Oh, right. I remember now. I incinerated you with my own fire, didn't I? That explains how you got in here. You're like a patch of mold that just keeps spreading no matter how hard you scrub. So what do you want? Are you here to laugh at me? Fine, go ahead. You can see for yourself how much of a loser I am. I'm no good for anything anymore. I'm sure you've already got a seat saved for you in the real world since you're on the winning team and all. You gain nothing by messing with me now. Unless you're here to absorb me as the yin to your yang and become a more fully realized Beast 3 or something. Don't be silly. You and I could never merge into a single being. Your existence is one of giving, mine is one of taking. You are a hell of infinite women, and I am a hell of a single boundless woman. We may both be beasts born of pleasure, but in all other respects we could not be more different. You and I are not right and left halves of the same whole, taking up hands in service of a common goal. We're diametrically opposed enemies who can scarcely stand to look at one another. I could never eat such a being. He would taste awful, and no doubt give me a terrible stomachache. Is that so? Well, thank goodness you and I would both sooner die than work together. So to what do I owe this hellish discomfort of your company? You just said you don't have any interest in devouring me, right? Oh my, what have I done to deserve such a hateful glare? I suppose I had better make this quick. Hee, this won't take a second. What did you just do to me? Oh, come now, you're really going to make me say it when you already know just as well as I do. You are a nasty one, aren't you? But I suppose neither of us can be surprised by your truly horrid personality at this point, At any rate, surely you don't want to remain misunderstood forever, do you? Don't you want a chance to redeem yourself? Hell no, I don't. I know everything about my personality being horrid. That's not a misunderstanding, it's truth. What the? Oh god, this is gross. What is this nauseating smell? It's like raw fish, veggies, and spices all rolled into one. Is this the kind of air you deal with all the time? How the hell do you stand it? This is literally sickening. Once you become accustomed to it, even pain can become pleasure. Though, of course, I doubt anyone as awkward as you will manage to. Regardless, you and I both know well that the wicked must pay for their misdeeds in the next life. That is karma. So when your connection to her bears fruit, I expect you to work like a dog without complaint, understood? So this is the one last bit of salt in the wounds, huh? Fine, whatever. But I still have no idea where you're going with this. Consider it punishment of sorts. I don't mind what you did to me, but you still caused quite a lot of trouble for everyone else. It's only fair that you work off your karmatic debt, so to speak. A fake halo now? Really? Knock it off. You're not fooling anyone with that bodhisattva act. It's obvious what you're really up to. Can't you just come out and say it? You're going to make me do good deeds because you know that's the most excruciating torture there is for me? Ugh, it must be rough being as old as you and having to choose all your words carefully because you're worried what people will think. Oh my, wait, I take it back. You and I are about the same age, both in mind and in body. At any rate, you have a connection to her now. After all, you will love anyone, so long as they're human, yes? Then it should be easy for you to love her, right? Ouch, I'll admit, you've got me there. I can't argue with that. Right? I still hold to Shoujo-mun Seiganjo, the vow to save all living things, and Butsuru Buju Seiganjo, the vow to seek enlightenment. Yes, you are god of love who became a beast, but still, I want to save you if I can. Of course, you may very well not even remember this conversation, or that you are a beast yourself, or anything all to do with beasts. Sigh, you're so transparently doing this for your own pleasure. Still, this does mean I might get another chance to surpass you once and for all, right? And then there's the thing she said to me. You keep calling yourself the embodiment of infinite love, but I bet you know nothing of the kind of love that comes from watching over someone grow and improve, huh? Watching over someone grow and improve, huh? You think I can't pull that off? Watch me. If I succeed at tempting her into depravity this time, I'll be all set. And if I don't, that'll mean she's grown and learned something. Patience, maybe? Basically, I just need to watch over that, right? What could be easier, besides? Depending on how things go, I could even end up working beside Parvati, couldn't I? The very idea of it makes me sick. But if I think of it as a sanctioned opportunity to make her life hell, I guess I can deal with it. I can just imagine her reaction if she saw me seducing someone with her face. I'm glad to see you finding joy in an otherwise completely hellish proposition. Alright, I think I'll be on my way. Goodbye, giver of infinite love, bane of my existence. Goodbye, taker of all love, right back at you. Let's do our best to satiate ourselves with pleasure until the world ends, shall we? Whew. I think that is it. Oh, for God's sake. Phew. Someone mind opening the window? Lady Kasuga, you mustn't sit up. You know you need your rest. It's all right. I just want to see the moon for a bit. It's still out, isn't it? Oh, all right, just a little. Ah, what a beautiful moonlit dawn. The air is so crisp and clean, and the color of the sky is simply sublime. It is, isn't it? The sky looks down upon the Tokugawa reign of peace. A peace Lord Ieyasu established, Lord Hidentada carried away, and Lord Ieyasu made stronger. Still, even after the Tokugawa reign has come to an end, the Japan this sky looks down upon will surely still be at peace. You mustn't let Lord Ieyasu hear you say anything about the Tokugawa reign ending someday, Lady Kasuga. It would put him in a terrible mood. I'm not so sure about that. If I raised him properly, and I'm quite sure I did, then Lord Ieyasu would only want what is best for Japan, as any loving parent would for their child. I expect he would laugh and let that remark pass with a smile. Oh, don't mind me. I'm talking about a dream, 100-200 years from now. Besides, he'll never have to know as long as you don't tell him. Right, well, sure, I would never go out of my way to mention this. Thank you, you're a good girl. Keep up the good work, okay? Thank you, I will. I'm getting sleepy again. I'm sorry to ask, but would you mind closing the window now? Not at all. Oh, since you're doing so well today, I'll bring you up some rice porridge once I get a chance, okay? Sleep well, Lady Kasuga. As it sinks into the west, the moon beckons me to follow. Perhaps today is the day I shall escape the shackles of this mortal world. Okay, that's it. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oof. Beasts. Okay, that's a challenge quest. We're not doing that. And this is... if you want to do the battle again. Okay. So, whew. Thank you all for joining me on this extra long journey today. The rolls for the goddess didn't go as we had hoped. We did get Caster Gill, which was nice, and that'll be interesting to develop for the future. But I think that is going to be it for today. A couple phone calls came in while I was playing. I really need to return. So thank you for anyone who stuck with me for most of this, or even part of it. I know it was pretty long and just a lot of talking. But I'm glad everything went kind of well. The boss fights went well. Rolls went okay. Didn't get the goal I wanted, but that happens. So until next time, thank you all for coming out, and I hope all your rolls are filled with gold. Have a good day, everyone.